Love it.
Hey, where tonight we are so excited to talk about last night's
I,
double eviction, where we saw Jared and Cameron leave the house, and then they are going to return as BB zombies. And tonight I am joined by Sheldon. Sheldon, how are you doing tonight?
I'm so good. I'm sorry. We have to put this out there. You forgot the countdown. You
It's
you
okay.
went live. You forgot the countdown. We were in the middle of a conversation, and everybody's going to be listening to this, being like, "Where is the countdown?" But that's okay. You know
Yeah.
why? Because my favorite show has just done a crossover with Big Brother. That's The Walking Dead. Because we now have zombies.
Well, you know what they say, this is Big Brother, expect the unexpected, Sheldon, so no
Well, so,
countdown tonight, y'all.
It's true. It's scary verse. Kylie certainly scared me. But I will
Mhm.
say that this idea that over the span of what, a 2 week period where we should have lost three people, we are now going to lose only one person in 2 weeks. That's kind of
So I
annoying.
saw something and it said that it'll be like a 30-day span, we will have lost 2 people.
That's
So
nuts.
basically a third of the season, we're only gonna lose 2 people, which is kinda crazy, but then I also like it a little bit in that I mean, I don't necessarily love them getting to come back and live in the house while they're not officially in the game, but I like whenever we get to have people stick around as long as possible. Like, the more people further into the end game that are there, the better for me.
So you are a spoiler person. I haven't looked at Twitter much all day because I was crazy. Do we know what the thing? Are they voting them back in? Do we know what we're doing? Get the spoilers. Everybody who's listening, we're going to spoilers. This is the
We're
scary
just
verse.
we're just talking in whatever order we wanna talk. Um, Kevin's not here to, round us up, and we're just gonna we're gonna just
Do
go
it.
off the rails.
Let's
So,
go off the rails.
um,
Sorry,
I
Kev.
I've not gotten to just be on Twitter and watching the feeds as much as I would have liked to, but I've done a little bit and I listened to the live feed update this morning and they
Uh-oh.
did come back into the house last night,
Yeah.
but by the time they came back in, the feeds were still off. And so we did not get to see the initial re-entry, but apparently there were some fights. And so that's going to be fun to get to watch, but
Who
I
was fighting?
think I think Felicia and Cirie may have had a
Finally.
fight. I do know that, from what we see that Blue and Jared have their, where Blue is like, "Yeah, I knew that they were targeting you, but I was just hoping that I could deflect them." And he's like, "You should have told me, bro." And she's like, "Well, are we breaking up?" And he's like, "We can't break up because we were never official."
Well,
I'm
he
like,
can't break up when he's in another relationship with
and I'm
Kenzo.
like, "Girl," to quote Blue, "why why do you let this man degrade you like this? This is wild to me." Just I hope for Blue's sake that she has maybe a little bit more respect for herself in the real time, in the real world.
But
This is a game and there's always, implications for your actions. And somebody like Jared, if Blue like stood up to Jared how I would want her to, then they would not be any type of showmance, working relationship. They would be enemies. um,
we were like, there was some evidence in some things we've seen Blue say over the last few weeks of her starting to turn on him, and then there were moments of, well, I can't vote for him, or I can't put him up, or right.
right.
So listen, look, she's got a heart. There's something about him that she obviously likes. She spends a lot of time with him, but you're absolutely right. Like, I don't understand that relationship. I don't understand it at all. I don't feel actual romantic stuff. It really feels like an FWB, a friends with benefits sort of a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and
truly. And I don't think we've ever seen anything like that on Big
we
Brother.
have because I think that this is very, very reminiscent of Claudia and Ty on this last season of BB Can, where almost the
Oh.
exact same um the exact same components of a man that is very
But
jerky
yeah, but
and a woman that
they were
kind of
different.
lets him do it.
But they were different because they felt a little bit more coupley to me, or at least that's what we saw
Yeah.
from the television show. From the television show, I'm not seeing them as a couple. I'm seeing them like even when they show them physically lying together, it's not like they're flirting with each other. Like that's like it seems fully 1,000% physical. And truth be told, like I don't love Jared, but he's right. Like they were like I think he's clear what this is. It is sex. Period. Full stop. I think that's weird for a Big Brother world. I do think that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think the Claudia and Ty on Big Brother Canada was just sex. I don't think they had sex if I remember correctly.
Well, we
But
don't know. We didn't have any feeds, so
true. Well,
there's
you
no
didn't have
telling. They
feeds.
did not show us that the
True.
relationship reached that level.
But either way, like it felt a lot more of like there's real feelings involved.
Sure, I mean, I can give you that, but I can draw some parallels there in Jared's behavior compared to Ty's behavior, and I mean, and that's like what they showed us of Ty
Yeah.
without feeds, and so we're
Yep.
a lot. Most of what we've got of Jared until really like the veto episode this past week, Jared has kind of gotten to be a little bit of the golden child, and we've not gotten a lot of bad press on him. And then I think the producers are like, oh, okay, there's a very good chance that Jared is the numero uno target in this double eviction. And we need to kind of show why, especially if somebody like Blue is turning on him.
I've had a theory that Suri made a deal. I'm coming on the show if you don't show me or Jared in a bad light. Do you think that's true?
I don't know about that because I mean, I generally think that the show does not want to paint people in a bad light unless it gets to a certain point of like what happened with Jackson Mickey and Jack Matthews on BB21, where they basically hands were tied. They had no choice but to call out their racist behaviors. They didn't do it on BB15 when it was the very, very worst. I mean, maybe they did a little bit with Aaron, but I think generally they let the people just move on about their lives, and whatever repercussions they have, that comes from the BB community and not the producers. I think that for the most part, the show generally 98% of the time just lets you see everybody in a good personal light. They may shit on them as players and some of their decisions, but I think a lot of the problematic stuff they tend to hide.
And yet, I think what you're doing is you're predicting a Jared win because Ty won, Jackson Mickey won.
Oh God, stop.
Jared next on the list. No.
Take it back. Take it back.
Okay, so I want to talk about what we think is going to happen, but let's take it back.
Oh, okay. So that was the original question that got us on to this tirade of mine.
Can we take it back to veto episode and really work through that? Just because let's at least give the audience a little bit of a chronological.
Okay,
order.
sure. Sounds great. So veto episode, once again, as a reminder, Jared was HOH. He nominated AmeriCorey, but very vocally was wanting to get Cameron out in a back door. Although let's talk about the true definition of a back door. It is not a back door if the person that you want to evict plays in the veto. So they had an opportunity to save themselves. Therefore, it is not a true back door.
Who defines that crap?
Me. Okay.
I don't agree with that. Like you can't plan for that. And
well, that's just the rules, Sheldon. I don't make.
There's no rule. There's zero rules. I disagree.
There literally are.
I do want to talk a little bit about this because, I don't love saying bad things about my Mama Suri. This was the wrong move. This was hands down the absolute wrong move. If she needed to get somebody out, is Corey in America. And, and I say she because I think they sort of showed us on the show that she was listening to Jared and she wasn't influencing him. But that's bullcrap. I don't buy that. Like, she is smart enough to understand that she has the ability, or should have the ability, to actually work with Cameron, because Cameron has nobody else. She understands, and why she let Jared want to backdoor Cameron, and why she too wanted to backdoor Cameron. And the only reason we saw on the television program is that she wanted to avenge Izzy. Well, that's dumb. I'm sorry. This is about winning a game. This
Right.
isn't about losing your allies. And any game, you're always going to lose your allies along the way. In fact, you want to, because that means you're not the one that just got lost.
And also, you don't have to be the one that backstabs them.
Yes.
But I so 2 thoughts there. One, yes, Sari, probably had a little bit of tunnel vision of like, this little mother effer Cam just got my girl Izzy out. But I think she has this very, very big blind spot with Jared. And
True.
so I think she does not, whenever she's in the DR and she's like, I'm just watching him develop into this great player. I think that is sincere, not just her talking. I think she genuinely feels like he is doing a good job. And, as a mom, I would have to, like, I'm not gonna get on a national television show and shit talk my kid. So, like, you have to
Well,
sympathize with her there, and it's, you know, I think whatever ends up being Cerie's placement in this season,
yeah.
if she does not ultimately win, I think you have to put a little asterisk on it. Like, I don't think this is any mark in her. If she goes home this week and doesn't make jury, she's not going to go home this week, but next week and doesn't make jury. I don't think that this is any black mark against her. She's untouchable in what she has done in Survivor and the Traitors.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree.
Okay.
I do. Like, if Cerie's claim to fame has always been the
But she's
fact
not been
that
on Claim to Fame. That's one of the
I don't
although
even
this
know
is
what that is.
this is
Okay,
like her version of Claim to Fame.
so her fame to claim is the fact that she has the ability to have an extremely strong social game. I believe she's done that. I think she's been
Mhm.
extremely good at that. However, her other claim to fame is that she has the ability to read the room, and she understands where people's positions are. She understands where her own position is, and and I understand that you're saying she just fundamentally has this blind spot when it comes to her son. That is a blind spot. That is still a blind spot that Ms. Suri has never had before. And
Mhm.
we are actually seeing that this woman is not Superwoman. She's actually just a human, that her heart actually gets in the way sometimes. And I think it is a bit of a mark to her. And I think it's an extremely difficult situation. Nobody else really has to deal with this in these games, right? And if anybody has or should have the ability to do it, it's Miss Suri. But I do think it's a little bit of a blemish on her ability to understand the game and maneuver the game. However, I will just say one other thing. I am of the mind that it is probably better for her to actually keep Jared around. And I know
I
you don't fully.
100% disagree.
I
Like,
know, but let me tell you why.
okay, let's hear it.
I believe he is actually a meat shield for her. I think people will hate him more. People do not know that they're mother and son. They got no clue, except for Blue. And I don't think if Blue hasn't said anything yet, she won't say anything. And I think always people are going to go against her, because against him first, because they think he's going to win. He's going to win HOHs. He's going to win vetoes. And so for her game, actually having him around, I believe, is really, really helpful. Now, your argument is probably going to be something along the lines of, but that blind spot is still around. I agree. I agree, but that blind spot might get her at least into jury, because the way the game is set up right now, I don't see a path for her. I just don't.
I do not exactly see a path for her at this moment either, but with Jared there, and especially zombie Jared there, she cannot repair relationships and
Yeah.
make new roads because she's still having to deal with the fallout of Jared's eviction. And so where at this point, if we're, 24 hours post Jared, I think Sari is making inroads with Mimi's and Felicia's
Yeah,
and, but instead we have
they're
Jared
having a
coming back
fight.
in the house and she's having to defend him and to stand up for her boy. And so, yeah, no,
It's
I
tough.
think
Do you
Jared
think?
is a huge, huge hindrance for her.
Do you think I'm wrong that, or maybe you're wrong too, in the sense that it's not a
Never,
blind
but
spot?
go on.
It's not a blind. It's not a blind spot in the sense that she doesn't know what's going on. It's a blind spot in the sense of she knows what's going on, but she can't go against him, so she doesn't care.
I don't think she completely knows what's going on. I think when she gets
Really?
out and she finds out all of the things that Jared has done, especially how much he has just word vomited every single thing. And that's what we really, really saw this past week with Jared is HOH is okay. They, Corey, America, Jag, Matt, they had clocked Ceri's game of Ceri and Jared. They're closer than we realized. Those two are tight. Well, then where Ceri is now trying to go back and mend some stuff, she would have a conversation with somebody and try to, be getting things back on the right path. She would tell Jared would tell Blue because he can't keep his mouth shut. Blue would tell Matt and Jag would tell Corey. And I mean, it was like this one big continuous game of telephone for an entire week. And she just does they're technically on her side, but he's so bad at the game.
Yeah. 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 Look, there's no words for him. There's no words.
Yeah. So, but back onto the whole, should they have been setting their sights on Cameron? I think you're absolutely right in that them getting Cameron out does not benefit them in any type of way. Like
It
you have
benefits
just had
everybody
this
else.
huge. I think I'm lagging because I don't know what you
No,
said.
you're good. You're good.
They just had this huge blow up fight with Corey. So why do you not say, hey, look, Corey in America, and then also Matt and Jag, like this is a situation that's getting a little bit out of hand for us. We have to take out one of those people. And, why do we not take out the obvious pair of America and Corey? One of them has to go this week. And everybody still hates Cameron and they can be his target next week. But why are we going to do the house's dirty work and take Cameron out?
Yeah. Do your own dirty work and get rid of somebody that's already clearly shown they're not on your side. Like it
Right.
just doesn't make much sense to me. Just as little sense as Cameron's obsession was to get rid of Izzy as opposed to Suri. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know, could you imagine being in that house and not voting at Suri yet? Like how do you justify
No.
that? How do
And
you how?
what's wild is I feel like Cameron was the only one that initially was like, she's already, like week one, he was like, she's had her opportunities. Like, this is our game. This is our house. And that is 100% how I would have been, especially if I was somebody like Corey that knows Suri. I mean, week one, she has got to go. Don't even give her a chance.
Yeah,
Sorry, I know that wouldn't be popular with the fan base, but I'm not trying to be popular with the fan base. I'm trying to win $750,000.
win.
So,
Look,
sorry, not sorry.
I agree. I see maybe an argument to keep her until the jury phase and then get rid of her, but the second you let her create tentacles into and alliances and do her magical stuff, you're doing dangerous stuff. That
Yeah.
said, like maybe they're not wrong because if you and I both just said that she has no way of winning, okay,
No, I didn't say
maybe
that.
she
I
was
didn't
right.
say that at all. I think she has less chance of winning with Jared in the house. I think if Jared is gone, then it is just I think Suri has a great opportunity to work her magic, mist these people, pull them back in, and repair her game.
I
But
do want
we're
to
just not getting to see it yet.
I do want to chat a little bit about the shock and awe ish of Cameron being the replacement, the replacement for Veto.
Sure. So we go through with the veto competition. Let's not even talk about that monstrosity. And
Okay. I must admit, there have been a lot of competitions this season that I fast forwarded. Truth be told,
yeah, if I A bug just flew in my face. If I did not have to score them for our draft, I would probably not watch some of the competitions either. I mean, especially the Josh Dumel one. I would have definitely fast forwarded that because I
Too
hated
long.
that. Too long, too many bugles.
Too
Okay.
many Josh.
Too many Joshes. All right. So we see Jag win, and it was like a whole house celebration of woo, we're going to get Cameron out of this house. And Cameron does, in fact, become the replacement nominee when Jag decides to take Corey off of the block. Any thoughts on him taking Corey down in Not America?
Yeah, I think the assessment was right. I think, in the House's point of view, America might be more dangerous than Corey. I just think I think that was a right assessment, and it does say a little bit about Jag to me, and about like sometimes Jag is so close to maybe being a good player, and
Yeah.
then it's just like what? But like I can't figure, and I don't actually think he has a bad chance of getting far in this game and even winning. Like I don't. But there's moments of like there's something going on, and then there's
Yeah.
moments of what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He gets
I don't know.
very, very close a lot.
It was really interesting. I think it was the right move, 100%. Look, I like Corey and America. You said a comment that I'm going to repeat. I'm going to out you a bit in our chat. You said, why do they keep on showing America doing the lovey-dovey and Corey doing the strategic moves? And I agree with you. Like, I don't believe that Corey is somehow strategically smarter at this game than America is. In fact, from the little bit I've seen online and from the little bit in the show, I think that she is a little bit. I think they're both equally as strategic. I actually think that she's a little bit more mischievous and a little bit more. She wants to do stuff, and he's
Mhm.
far more conservative, which is
Yeah.
really interesting that they're showing the more conservative one, the more careful one, as opposed to America, who's just like let's tear this shit up.
Let's
Let's go.
burn this mother down.
You know, I'm surprised. Like what? Like show us more America. She's got a lot of
Right.
brains. That
Right.
isn't
I
to
mean,
say
and we
I
are
don't.
getting more America, but we don't just want more America talking about their showmans. We want more America
Listen, I
talking
don't
strategy.
care about how he's a little prude and he hasn't stooped very often in his life, and she's making him feel. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not enough that I see them holding hands and kissing. That's great. I want to see strategy. This is a Big Brother.
Right.
I can see stooping on you porn.
Well,
Okay,
and
Pornhub.
especially okay, got a subscription there, obviously. No.
OnlyFans, Sheldon Kaufman.
But it would be different if that is what she has given you. Like, I think we are getting as much strategy as Blue is giving them.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
I think what they are doing with
Oh,
Blue is what Blue is giving them. What we're getting sometimes from America is what they're choosing to give us.
true. 100%. They're not just cuddling and making out and holding hands and talking about
Right. I
love.
mean,
They are sitting there strategizing the entire day.
right.
That's what they're doing. I don't buy. Like, I don't watch the feeds, but I have no doubt they're running through scenarios
Well,
all day long.
if America is doing, the making out, well, Corey has to be doing it too. You know what I mean? So like they're in it together.
You did just
But
bring up something that I want to point out because, well, two things I want to talk about. Number one, I want to talk about Cameron because Cameron has somehow become one of my favorite players this season. Not
okay,
because he's a
hot
good player,
take.
not because he's a good player at all, but because I love watching this man. Not only does he look strange with all that hair, and then he straightened the hair, which was awesome and ridiculous. He's just so fun because he's
I mean,
kind of a
it was
villain. He's kind of
mhm.
a villain that I kind of like. He's not a good villain, but he's kind of a great villain. He's so fun. I really hope he comes back. I really hope he comes back.
So I think that I know that if we're talking about like real world stuff, that Cameron has also said some problematic things. So, I think if you're going to shit on Jared, you probably have to shit on Cameron too. But
You, what did he say?
I can't give specifics, so I'm
Oh,
not going to pretend
okay,
that I
you're censoring
can.
the Southern boy. Censor
I
the
know
Southern boy.
that he made some comments when Riley was still in the house about, like, how he can't control himself around her, and to me, like Jared gives you a complete running comment of, "Oh, well, I didn't think of females as people." Okay, that's extremely problematic. Cameron is like the guy that you don't want to get stuck talking to in a bar. You know what I mean? Like, they're both probably not people that you want to necessarily date and bring home to mom, but um but then they are both similar in that they have like this over inflated sense of self that I don't know where either one of them have the audacity getting off thinking that they're as great as they are, but they share that trait.
One thing though about him, listen, I don't actually know what happened in the house in
And
terms
I
of
don't know if it was
what they
ever
said.
explicitly said on this podcast. Let me just add in this tidbit about Jared, but Jared used a very offensive term towards people with disabilities, and to me, that is a derogatory term. And if CBS has zero tolerance for that, Jared should have been removed from the game. And so that is the biggest difference for me between Jared and Cameron.
Well, yeah, look, like you can't argue with that. I know you that's really important to you on a personal level, and like 100% can't argue with that. The difference to me, if we're saying they're morally equal, fine. If we say that, I don't know. I'm not God. I can't make that judgment call. At least
Same.
at least Cameron is, to me, he's got some charisma and he's likable and he's mischievous as well. I like that word tonight,
Mhm.
evidently. And Jared, outside of the few times he smiles in the diary room and he does seem quite charismatic and likable, that doesn't happen very often. And so it's kind of hard to like him even when he's telling us his strategy or story. The other person I do want to talk a little bit about is, you mentioned the fact that Blue hasn't given us much. And there are moments with Blue. There was one diary room where she was crying. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, this is Blue. And we saw the real Blue for maybe 12 seconds.
And
And
then she says, "That's so ass."
well, no, then they go to inside the house and they come back to a diary room scene where I think she's wearing different clothing. So it's a different time of day where she's like, oh yeah, I'm still wanting to be an influencer. And she says something ridiculous. And I felt the same way about her when we saw that pre-show video of her
Mhm.
where she was in
Yeah,
a
you were
different
very, very down on Blue.
and I was very down. I thought she's just completely inauthentic. And the truth is, we are all authentic people until we decide to be inauthentic. And she has actively decided to be inauthentic on this show because for some reason she believes that inauthenticity wins her fans. And that's bullcrap. She's not getting anything from this show.
Right. No. I think that has been a really big thing in the last, 6 or 7 seasons where people are like, "Can we just have the DRs back where people just go in and rant and they are themselves? Like, we don't want these, written lines where they go in there and they're like, "Oh, well, I, got sprayed in the face with the foot sweat and now I'm gonna, use a towel to wipe it off." I don't know, that was a terrible example, but you know what I mean? Like, we don't need these canned lines. Just let them come in, and that's where I feel like Blue has been such a, perplexing person in that the Blue that you get when she's in the house talking to people is not the Blue that you get when she's on the blog doing her speech and in her DRs. That is influencer Blue, and you're not influencing me. Like, I'm not going to go follow you.
No,
But then, somebody like America, which I am fully in an America stan.
me too.
Here you go. I
Yeah.
love her. But
And she's
like, you
gorgeous.
get
She's one of the most beautiful women on the show ever, maybe.
so gorgeous.
Yeah.
But that aside, Blue is a very beautiful girl too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whenever,
They're both not my
America
type.
America is like, Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, this is the wall comp. This is just
Yeah,
epic. And you can just see how authentic and excited she is to
yeah.
be there. That is what is going to get followers. Somebody
Yeah.
that is authentically themselves. And, Suri gets in there. She doesn't give you bullshit. She gives
No,
you
she's in a
100%.
robe.
Right. She gives
Like,
you 100% authentic Suri and the opposite of what we get from Blue. We're doing a terrible job moving through these episodes. So,
no,
Cameron,
but we're having a really interesting conversation on humanity,
right.
and like the fact that people don't like bullshit. I'm sorry, like people don't like that. People want the real deal. And
Yeah.
the second there's some crap, there's some show that you're putting on, it's over. That's why bad actors don't get cast in good movies. You only have good actors who actually give you authentic performances, not I'm reading a line and I'm pretending to be angry. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Next episode, what happened?
All right, so we get Cameron landing on the block, and another first. I don't think that the BB announcer has ever before, when introducing the show, been like, "It's double eviction night, baby. We don't have any time. So here's the bare basics. Jared won HOH. Jag won veto. Cameron is the target. Is he going to
Let's go
go
with it,
home?
Julie.
Let's find out tonight on
Yeah,
Big Brother." I
that
mean,
was
he
good.
rattled it off in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was amazing. I loved every second of it.
And
It
then
was
the
great.
biggest shocker of the night is,
Julie Ten Moonves.
I mean, when she popped on the screen, I was like, "Oh god, she got bangs." Just
Do you like it?
no. The
What?
haircut is not what's a word Blue would say? It is not kitty kitty purr purr.
It's not kitty purr
It is
purr.
so ass.
Oh boy. I
Julie
actually
is
I
Julie
didn't
is
mind it.
gorgeous.
I didn't mind it. I thought she looked, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Julie 20 years ago. Like she looked kind of younger somehow. I don't know. I liked it.
I didn't like it. The only thing that I liked is that somebody did do a side by side of Julie Chen Moonves and Erica from Survivor 41, because she's going to be on the Traders Canada very, very soon, airing in October. And she has a bob also, and somebody called it a bob off. And
Sure.
that's that's the kind of entertainment that I'm here for. Like, who wore it better? And then also, you can't help but see that when they straightened Cameron's hair, that he also looked shockingly similar to Julie Chen's bob. So,
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Which one do we like better?
I mean, the right one looks like a wig.
Maybe it was a wig.
I hope it is. I mean, her hair is gorgeous. Are you serious? The left is so, so, so much better.
I like
Who
both.
who
Why
told her
not?
this was okay?
I like
And
both.
even
Come
the
on. Let
outfit
her
that
have
she is
fun.
wearing, the outfit
Well,
she's
she just
wearing is even giving like 80s middle school girl. This is terrible.
well, she did release, I believe, a book this week, so she's been out on the circuit talking about it. And I wonder if it's sort of part of her brand or part of her message. I don't know. I saw an interview where people were asking, where the interviewer was asking her about her husband, and she's like, "We're not here to talk about that." Right? Like
I
she
think
was
that's
very
wise.
clear. She was very clear. We're not talking. And she's, I know my husband, is what she said. No, he didn't do those. Like it was. She was not happy with some of those questions I saw. I don't
Yeah,
mind
and
it.
I don't
I
I'm
think
not here to
let
comment
him have.
on Les Moonves because I surely do not know all of the history of the allegations against him and if he is innocent or guilty. And yeah, no comment from me on Les
She did
Moonves.
say she did say that she found God after that entire thing. So good for
That's
her.
good.
That's
Yes.
and that is when she became a lot more biblical and we started hearing
Mhm.
quotes and stuff from her. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe something good came out of that. Even it was a crappy situation. Okay, so we have a haircut. You're gonna vote her out. I'm saying let her enjoy life. Let her try out new things. My haircuts always suck. I don't know what to do with my hair. So whatever. Then we have a show. What happened on the show, Kylie?
All right, so we're just going to get into it. Time to vote, and unanimously, shocker, we have Cameron exiting the house by a vote of 8-0. unlike what he claims of Izzy having a very classless exit, Cameron is very classy, which, side note, Izzy's exit was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal. Not classless. It was great. This is also a television show. We want that drama.
I don't
And
like it.
so what?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I
I
thought
don't.
it was great.
I
It
would
wasn't
rather.
it
I would
wasn't
rather.
mean.
I would rather walk out like Michael did. Michael, last name
Bruner.
Bruner, and just walk out. Or
His was great too.
I would rather that than
No, I mean, I want the exits from the house that you remember. I want Izzy calling Cameron a pig because he's dressed like a pig. Double entendre, that's fine. But
It's a what? A double entendre? Excuse me, Miss
how
Texas.
do
It's
you
a
say it?
double entendre.
Double entendre. How do you end the
Entendre.
word? How do you end the word? I don't know how to end it.
I like. Do it again. Do it again.
Double and
In French,
on.
it's double entendre. In
Oh,
English,
shut the hell up. That's not how you say it. How do
yeah.
you say it like an English person?
Well, I speak French, so it's a double entendre.
Oh, well, that's not how we say it in Texas. So,
Well, the way you said it is not how it should ever be said, entendre. Okay.
double entendre.
You are so American. I love it.
Anyways,
Entendre.
double meaning there because she wants to call him a pig and he was dressed like a pig. And, like the exit, like Cody Nixon, where Paul kicked his feet up on the coffee table to, try to stop him. And Cody was like, F y'all. And he walks across the coffee table. Like,
Yeah, it was great.
that is the shit I'm here for. But Cameron, very classy, hugs everybody. He exits the stage. One thing, rewinding a bit, I do want to say that Cerie's eviction vote of Cameron, that she evicts Cameron and his hair, made me laugh out loud.
Yeah. I like the guy's hair. I don't know, like it wasn't. I liked it. It's cool. It's wacky. I want hair like that.
I thought it was great, and I loved her. I loved her vote.
Do you
So
think I could
that was
pull that hair off?
yeah, you could. I mean, your hair looks like it's got a bit of a wave to it.
Oh, it does.
So
Did I ever show you a picture when I was a kid? I have
no,
like
I don't know
I
if
have to
you did
find
or
it.
not.
I'll find it. I'll
Okay.
put it up on this podcast. Why not? Let's go.
We're completely off the rails. I love it. Okay.
As it should.
So classy exit by Cameron. He's out, but Julie does not get to spill the tea on
No.
did you know that there is a pre-existing relationship? And hey,
Yeah.
Cameron,
Me and Red.
your game may not be over. Stay tuned. We have to do this double eviction and we got to get the second person out here. So, time for the double eviction. And we have a kind of familiar competition in that the little zombie cards, we should have known right then. Oh no, wait, we already did. She did reveal that you are now a BB zombie and you could be resurrected. Okay, so what will the BB zombies be? Oh my gosh, can't wait to find out. We have the competition where they show the dating profile. Who does the zombie want to date? And you ring in. If you're correct, you stay in. If you are incorrect, you are eliminated. But there was a slight twist in that they put them in their randomly selected order. And when you came to the front of the line, you were the person. So instead of the person that got it right getting to choose the next two people, it was a little more fair in that whoever was at the front of the line got to call out their competition. What did you think about that slight mix up there?
I've never seen that before. I think it's the first time we've ever done this on the show. I have to say I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it because it also like the amazing thing about the other way they usually do it is that it forces people to show their cards, right? But
Well, and this did too, drastically.
A little bit, but not as much as
no.
the other way.
There's been some fallouts on the feed.
There you go. There
There's
you
been
go.
fallouts on the feeds based on who called out who, because the one of the controversial ones that we see is that Mimi, who, Amira, Corey, and Matt and Jag think are with them, she gets up there and first time up calls out Bowie Jane, and then her second time up calls out Corey. And so, whoop, nope, we don't have Mimi like we thought we had Mimi. And this is Mimi's, we don't get to talk about her very
Oh
often.
my
And
God!
this is
Finally, we
kind
had
of
a
like
Mimi
her
show.
her first little blip here, because now she's got the people in the house doubting her a little bit. And then, she votes out Jared. And so Suri and Jared are mad at her. But there's some updates that we'll talk about if I remember.
Before we continue, are you ready to see my wavy hair?
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh no, I have seen that one. You're so freaking cute. Look at you.
I am so cute. 6 people watching. This is me as a baby. Aren't I cute?
Prash. So cute though, for real.
So,
Lost in train of
Cam,
thought.
so we're going to
Oh,
the
yeah. Okay,
HOH.
so calling people out. We see Mimi do that, and then the one that should have been we got another viewer. I think you need to pop the picture back up.
I deleted it already.
All right, but we
This show is off the rails.
we see Matt call Suri out, and he's like, "Come on, Suri," and then Jag calls Suri. And so there was no doubt about it. They were full court press.
Yeah.
We are trying to get Suri eliminated from this competition because we're going to take a shot at Jared. And they came into the double eviction with a very solid plan, which they speculated that it could be a double. They weren't 100% positive, but it's very rarely an actual surprise to them. So they had laid out plans.
I assume it's not a surprise because they know how much time it takes to build the sets in the backyard. And when they close the backyard for a longer period of time, that means, hey, they got more sets that they're building than usual.
Right. I don't know completely that, because I don't know when the backyard was closed, as it, was closed the week prior. But anyways, that seems to track though. I'm with you. But I think that the DR like drops some hints where they kind of pick up on it and they're like, oh,
How many people do you think are living this week? What?
a thing of like, oh, well, if there was a double eviction, who would you want to target? Okay, so there might be a double eviction. Okay. They're able to put 2 and 2 together. So
Well,
they came in with a solid plan and they execute it, because we do end up with a Corey HOH, but it did get a little bit spicy because we don't just get like Corey versus Jag or Corey versus Matt. It gets down to the end and it is Corey versus
blue.
Blue. And I was like, if Blue wins this, I am going to die.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
that
just
was
make
scary.
me the fucking zombie, because I need Jared out of this house.
Well, the thing though is, if you're blue, you have to like. I don't think she threw it because
No,
would've
she
just
didn't
let him
throw
up.
it because she knows what they're trying to do. She knows that
But
Jared's the
I don't
target.
think. But I think she also is quite aware that she needs Jared out of the house. Like,
No, I don't agree. And I don't think she
I,
does need Jared out of the house.
well, they're all. Well, I think she does because, maybe. I actually think she's in a really interesting position. Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't think anybody's going for her. Nobody sees her as a threat, and she becomes number 6 of any alliance, right?
Well, and I mean, the only way that you really see, the only way you really see Blue in any trouble is if she is linked to Jared. You know what I mean? Nobody is outright targeting Blue, but like, okay, well, we've just nominated Blue and Jared. In the scenario that Jared had won that veto, well, Suri would have been up next to Blue, and I think it would have been a toss up. I don't know.
Now, I must say my favorite part of that competition, outside of the Blue versus Corey final round, was the fact that Suri kept on being chosen and she kept on winning. Right?
Yeah, she was doing good. I was
like, who is
and I
this
mean,
Suri?
she was ringing in quick with her answers too.
Or the other person was getting it wrong. Like
Yeah.
it was fantastic. So Corey wins HOH, and the first person he talks to is who? Blue.
So apparently, what we did not see in the amount of time that it took to get the camera on Corey and Blue talking is he point blank asked her, if you get picked for veto. Are you going to use it on Jared? And she said yes. And so Corey was like, then I'm
But
going to
then,
have to nominate you.
but then she said, "I won't. I promise."
Yeah. But he's like,
That's interesting. Yeah.
what? The answer is no. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
not going to use it on him. You either A, lie and use it on him if you want to use it on him, or B, don't be a dumbass and just lie.
How about the interaction between Corey and Jared, where Corey says, "Yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, I got you, bro."
Yeah, literally, I got you on the block.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it the right move to put him on the block right away as opposed to backdooring him?
I think probably because if you have the scenario, I think that ultimately it was either Jared or Suri that was going to leave last night.
Yeah.
And so, you take your chances of Suri maybe gets drawn and pulls Jared off if she were to win veto, but Blue just tells you straight up that she is going to use it, and Blue is the better competitor. So you put Jared and Blue up on the block and you just find a way to beat him.
Yep.
So those two, Blue and Jared, do end up on the block. We go to commercial break. During the commercial break, they have the veto draw. And another little tidbit that we have found out from the feeds that this is a little bit juicy and a little bit why, Suri and Jared are so upset is Jared drew house guest choice. And he chose Matt.
Excuse me?
Obviously, Matt goes on to win the competition and does not use the veto on Jared. I love it. I cannot wait to watch Sunday's episode. Like, even hindsight, getting to, rewatch all this is so entertaining to me. Like, I want to see all of these little tidbits that we missed during the commercial breaks.
Listen, I've said it a few times now. Matt has turned into quite the player. He was not this
Right. He's learning on the fly.
He is killing. He's gonna win this game. He's gonna win this game.
I think he has a really good shot of winning.
Wow. And he seems to have learned on the job too.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that tidbit.
We have seen this POV competition many a time on the double eviction episodes where they have to run, jump in the ball pit, find the whatever item they're looking for. In this case, the sword to stab through the zombie's heart. And you find the swords, bring back the veto, and you are the winner. And Matt looked every bit the Olympic athlete.
Yeah, he was in rare form with that.
I mean, he looked like he could be on the track team because he was vaulting and just hurtling all of the.
And Corey looked like the opposite of an Olympic athlete.
Which one?
Corey.
I wasn't watching.
I don't know if he got even one in.
I was literally watching Matt and Jared because Jared was right there. I mean, he was close. And I was just like, come. When they came back from the break and we saw that I froze.
You did freeze, but you're back now.
I'm back. Okay. So
when we came back from the break and we saw
well, it is time for the veto ceremony, and a slightly injured Matt is not going to use the power veto. And I'm like watching Jared and Suri like hardcore in this, and everything that is happening, Jared is looking at his mama like, what should I say? What should I do? And I think Suri is in shock because of how fast everything is moving. And such major props
in shock at how fast everything is moving. She was wrong. She read the room wrong. Like, she read Matt wrong. She thought she had him. And he showed her.
Here's the asterisk here. I think Suri could still have Matt. Suri cannot have Matt and Jared. Suri cannot have Bowie and Jared because nobody likes Jared. Suri cannot have
or Bowie.
I know. But Suri cannot have all of these relationships with Jared in the house. And so I don't think that she read it wrong. I think that Matt would love to be Cerie's little rat snake in the grass, another show Cerie has competed on. Um, little, snitch running back to her.
A little traitor, maybe even.
Yeah, a little traitor, a little backstabber, unfaithful.
Little challenger.
Yeah, and
We're
just
done.
amazing race up and down that. Okay. Anyways,
The Golden Bachelor.
because of his blonde locks.
Yes.
Anyways, so I think she would be able to get Matt back. I think
Yeah.
she can still get
Yeah.
Matt back, but she cannot do it with Jared. That's
I think
always the
Matt.
caveat.
I think Matt is in such an interesting spot because usually people who keep on winning challenges, as Matt keeps on doing, a few
But
challenges now.
I think what's good about Matt is that he's not winning the competitions. He wins that veto competition with
Yeah.
Josh Duhamel where he doesn't take the veto. So,
Yeah.
like, yes, he won, but
No, but this is my point.
inconsequential.
But this is my point. Like, I don't know if this is purposeful. I don't fully think it is. But even if he is showing them he's got physical strength, he's somehow not a threat in that house.
Well, I
And in
think it's
fact, he has the ability to really literally play both. Like he can, if he wants to, play both sides of the house if there are two sides of the house. Because I don't fully know where the house really is anymore. There might be three sides of the house.
so I think that what has been beneficial to Matt is that he wins one competition in secret, which not everybody got to see him perform. So they don't know how much he just killed it compared to everybody else. And I think at this point, most of the house knows that Matt won. I don't know if 100% of everybody does. Bowie Jane probably doesn't. But I think most of the people know. But
Only
then he
Jane
wins.
doesn't know she's playing Big Brother. Okay.
He wins the veto competition where he doesn't take the veto, and then he wins this one. So he's winning these competitions, which this one, yes, everybody's going to remember that he won and didn't use it on Jared. But hey, you're kind of the hero. You got out the house target. You're the one that kept Jared from winning it. Whereas Cameron and Jared have won 2 HOHs. And I think the HOH just has so much more magnification on it than the vetoes.
Well, I agree with you, but I'll add one little caveat in there. I think how you use the HOHs also matter. And both of them use their HOHs to not develop stronger relationships, to not set up their long game. They use their HOHs to show their strength. And everybody wants to kill a good king when they're bad.
Right. The red wedding.
The red wedding, because of the blood.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So Matt decides not to use the power veto. It is time to vote again, and we see everybody go in, gladly evict Jared, except Cerie comes in and she just says,
I can't
do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I vote to evict Blue.
Yeah, and it's interesting how we see her after the last few minutes of the show basically telling people, I couldn't do that. I couldn't leave him without a vote. I knew he was going out. And she was covering her rear.
Right. And I think that's fine.
And I think that's fine. The only problem with that argument is there have been other unanimous votes this season and she hasn't covered. And she, right? So.
Well, except Izzy, she was the one vote to keep Izzy when she knew Izzy was leaving. And like, hey, I knew Jared was leaving and unfortunate, but I just didn't want him to go out unanimously. So I did give him my vote. I think she covers her ass really well. And then we get to see the goodbyes. And I am like, my little mama heart is hurting for Cerie because this is her baby. And like, no, he's not dead. Like in real life, he is undead actually. Yeah. But, it is still sad because there is no doubt that Cerie definitely went on to play Big Brother because of Jared. I don't think we get Cerie for a full season of Big Brother without Jared. I think they could have seen her like on a celebrity Big Brother, or some type of special writer strike, reality TV Titans, Big Brother. But I don't think we would have got her in a 100-day house without her kid. And so for that part, you got to feel for her. And Jared is leaving. They do hug, and I mean, she is like an ice queen because I would have at least cried. Okay, so
Yeah,
Jared
I don't
leaves.
know how she kept her face like it was amazing. It was
Yeah,
amazing. She
it
didn't even hug
really,
him
really was.
tighter. Like that was
Because
something.
she's devastated. And so Jared leaves the house and he doesn't even get asked any questions. And Julia's like, you will probably wonder why I'm not asking you any questions. Well, that's because, and Jared's like, yes. Yes. Why did they give him a microphone?
If you saw as he was walking out of that house, for some reason he took off his microphone, so they had to give him a handheld. I don't know why he took
I
off
did
his
not
microphone.
notice that. So good call. I
Yeah.
was like, why does this jerk have a microphone? Why did we do this?
Is this going to be American Idol now too?
So bring Cameron out. So Cameron comes out and Jared, what I tell you? What I tell you? After me, they were coming for you. And I mean, he's right because they were. And
Yeah, look, Cameron read it right.
oh yeah,
Cameron's been reading it not that badly in the last few weeks, right? They made a mistake.
Cameron has had like 80% good reads, but the 20% he's had wrong have been bad.
Yeah, of
So,
course. He's out of the house.
right, exactly. So, time for Julie to let them know that they are now BB zombies and
Ooh,
they will be re-entering the house. And by some way that she is not going to tell us, they
no.
are going to have the chance to resurrect their lives.
Yep.
So, what do you initially think about the twist? And then we'll get into what we've learned
Well,
about the mechanics of it.
I'll tell you that Brittany in our chat says she hates the twist. I must admit, I do not mind the twist. I like the idea of the house guest, if this is the way they do it, that the house guests have to vote somebody back in. I love the idea that they have to vote in one of two people they just voted out. I think that's
Wrong. That's not happening.
oh really? Oh,
Really?
what's happening?
So they are competing in a
Uh,
series of competitions,
no,
and
no.
basically, whoever wins the series of competitions on Thursday will have the power to decide if they themselves compete in a puzzle a la Caitlin Herman, presumably, or their competitor gets to compete. And I believe they have completed 3 competitions to this point, and completely unshockingly, Cameron is beating Jared.
Yeah, yeah.
So, as of right now, it will be Cameron's decision if he wants to compete or if he wants Jared to compete, and he is leaning towards competing, which I'm just like, we have seen Jared win an HOH by default, where, everybody else gets eliminated, he wins.
Yeah,
And we get to see him finish 3rd place and win a power veto.
yeah.
So, like, it gives me a little bit of anxiety that Jared is going to complete or, compete in this competition Thursday, and he's not going to finish the puzzle or whatever. And Jared is by default going to get to come back into the house, and I'm going to shit a brick.
I think that's ridiculous. I there's so much more intrigue if the house guests have to vote. So much
Right.
more fun. Because if that's the case, there's zero reason for the 2 zombies to be in the house. There's zero reasons. It would be far more exciting for them to just bring them back in.
Right. Well, and I mean, even if you're going to vote them in, like, let them come in and basically campaign for a week.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I
let's
don't get
see
it.
what happens.
Bob in the
What
chat,
what
Bob's
information can
right.
you give me?
Bob's 100% right. Gross.
I think he
And
was referring gross to me saying I'd shit a brick, but
Well, both are gross. And
Yes,
Brittany
agree.
says the reason why she doesn't like the twist is because she wishes that they had to do it like in BB Can when Jed was voted out. Then Tara had to win a comp.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tara had to win a comp. So it's a little bit more intricate. There's a little bit more strategy involved. It's not just full out whoever wins wins. Yeah, that's Big Brother 25. You did it again.
Well, it is just
Listen,
unfortunate. I
that
mean,
said, I have to
this
say,
was literally the perfect double eviction night. Like,
was it the perfect? Was it really the perfect double eviction night?
I mean,
To
I
me,
did not necessarily want Cameron to leave. To me,
yeah,
he's interesting in the game. I
yeah,
would have liked to seen him stick around for a while. Is he my favorite? No. Is
no,
he intriguing to me?
yes,
Yes. And
I feel the same
so
way. But here's why I didn't love this double eviction night. We guess what's going to happen, and anytime that you fully know what's going to happen, it's relatively boring. This was so predictable,
it
and
was
the
so
fact that it
predictable, but it
was
was
so
so
predictable,
satisfactory. And
uh,
especially for, Corey to have been the one to get to
do it.
evict or, to nominate Jared and it be at his hands, like chef's kiss. But
I don't care.
I just, like I said, I unbiasedly, did I say
Yeah,
that right?
are
Unbiased.
you hold on? Is Corey ahead in the game for you in terms than America? Do you like Corey more than America now?
No, 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 no. I like America more.
Oh, really?
But unbiasedly, I dislike Jared. So, like,
Zero bias, none,
yeah,
none
so, 100% biasly, hate Jared. Um,
hate. That's a
yeah, I
really
really
strong
do.
word.
I really, 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 really dislike him.
No, come on, Kylie, that's too much. Hate. Okay, fine, hate. I get it, but fine.
Yeah. So,
You're a woman of God.
I'm a woman of God, and God says to not hate people, so I'm gonna channel my inner Julie Chen Moonves, and I'm
Mhm.
not going to hate Jared. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
just strongly dislike him.
Thank you so much.
In fact, actually, like, in my Bible reading today, it talked about, like, David was, like, saying a prayer for, like, the downfall of his enemies, and that would be my prayer for Jared.
Everybody just shut off our YouTube channel. It's over. It's over. So, what do you think is going to happen? Are you predicting, as I'm predicting, again a predictable week where Cameron comes back into the house?
And revolving door probably goes right back out, most likely.
Well, do you think that he'll be able to compete in the HOH? Because if he's in, there's
So,
a high chance he wins.
here's my thing is this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't give a shit. If you're going to do a
You have a lot of
competition
unpopular opinions.
if you are going to do a competition to have someone re-enter the house after they have been evicted, then I think that it should come with some layer of protection. So, like, I've got zombie blood still coursing through my veins, therefore, yeah,
Yeah, I have
protection.
I have no problem to say if he gets back in, he makes jury. Like I agree. Like give him a week of safety. I,
Yeah.
I, I agree. But then what happens? And my guess is we if it's a physical competition, we see a Matt win.
I don't know. I mean, Matt is in like such a unique position in that there's nobody wants to vote Matt out. So why win?
Yeah, but do you think he would ever not win a challenge, or that he would ever throw a challenge?
Yeah, I think he has been.
Really? Well, if that's
Mhm.
true, then I like him more than I even did 10 minutes ago. I
I
like the
think
man
he
a
has
lot.
been strategically throwing competitions. I think Corey has somewhat, in some aspects, been strategically throwing competitions. I said
Okay,
somewhat.
okay. No, I think he has been. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think all of them have actually been strategically throwing, except for the people who had to win competitions, and that was
Like
Cameron and Jag.
Jared and Cameron.
Jag, like truly, I think that's the case. Listen, I know we're about to finish the podcast, but this is my very popular take. Somebody got to figure out a way to get Bowie Jane out of that house because it's just a waste. It's so sad. I
That's a
feel bad
waste.
to say this. Like, do a twist, get rid of her quickly, give her the COVID. God forbid, God forbid. I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. Um,
All right. So, what do you think of no HOH veto this week? Literally a week like we have never seen from Big Brother before. No competitions. I mean, obviously, like we are having no Big Brother Wednesday night due to the premiere of Survivor and The Amazing Race. And
Now, look,
so,
this was not their choice. I don't believe this was a Big Brother production choice. I think they were told, guess what? You know your Wednesday slot, it's gone. So figure it out. And I think they just decided we have 2 episodes. One of them is going to be at 10 p.m. when nobody's 10:30 when nobody's watching, and then you have one episode on Thursday. Cut all that crap.
is this just a one time or are there no
Well,
more
I,
Wednesday
I was
episodes?
I was thinking that too because like what's going to happen? Because Survivor and Amazing Race are going to be on all season. So is like what the heck is going to happen? I don't know.
And with 90-minute episodes.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
like, are
know.
we gonna have Survivor at 7 Central, 8
No.
Eastern for you know,
I
Yankees?
assume they're moving Big Brother to Tuesday or Monday. Like
Oh, is that it? I think that is right. I think that they're moving it to Tuesdays.
I like it has to move because there's no time on
Yeah, because
Wednesday.
you got a 3-hour block there.
Which I must say is a far better schedule. So
Yeah,
bring
no,
it.
I think that is right. I think it is moving to Tuesdays.
So
And so
we have a crazy week ahead. We got a lot of competitions going on between Jared and Cameron. We have zombies walking around the house. You know,
So
Jared's
two
probably
two
already.
things I want to say from the
Yeah,
feeds. One, we do have a conversation between Cameron and Jared, and Cameron very, very smartly, and this is why Cameron is much more interesting to watch. Cameron tells him, "Hey, only one of us is coming back into the house, and we need to work together right now in that we need to give each other all of the information that we have to better set up the other person." And obviously, Cameron benefits from this way, way, way more than Jared does. But Jared needs to also, I mean, you've already spilled everything anyways. Fully bring Cameron in and let him know everything.
look, look. This has to be the only move Suri makes this week, so that if Cameron gets into the house instead of her son, she has somebody fighting the war for her. Like
Right.
she needs a strong man. Sadly, that's that
I
is the
don't
strange.
know.
As a feminist, that's the strangest thing I've ever said. But she needs somebody that could go and compete in those competitions. Wow, I'm about to be canceled. There goes my job.
Yeah. Yeah, you're canceled.
She needs somebody to go win those strong competitions that sadly she's not good at. She needs a shield. She needs somebody there. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. So, I think that this was probably always in the books and that they were like, hey, this week you're not going to have a Wednesday episode. So figure out what you're going to do with the schedule. I am, as much as I like to feed into conspiracy theories, I think that this was planned.
I think it's because of her haircut. Her haircut basically ate up a full Wednesday night. It's been crazy.
And
No,
then another interesting thing from the feeds is we have, which we got it in the episode where Felicia and Mimi made this final two, but we have also seen the formation of a possible new final four.
talk about it.
And that is between our girl Felicia
Hmm?
and our girl America.
Yes.
Like, hey, let's bring in our plus ones, Mimi and Corey, and let's make a final four. And I'm here for that. A final four of Felicia, Mimi, Corey, and America, I would love. Also, I'm still fully Team Story, and I hope she wins. It's like so conflicted.
Yeah. It's really sad because the truth is, if we didn't have this long-term relationship with Suri, which is what it really is, it's a long-term relationship
Right.
over 15 years, 20 years, however long it's been. The truth is, I don't know if we'd be cheering on Suri as much.
Right, exactly.
We would.
But then,
but here's the one thing I would say about that final four. I don't buy it. And here's why. Mimi. I think Mimi is extremely bright. I think she's extremely strategic. I think she has purposely shut her mouth for the last 2 months or however long. And I think she's realized that this is the time to wake up and start playing the game. And I also think she realizes America and Corey are dangerous. They're dangerous with them and dangerous together.
right,
So
and this may be more of a
where,
Felicia.
yeah, I think this might be a few weeks sort of a thing to help Mimi sort of position herself a little bit better. But there is no way Mimi keeps them around. Like, they're going to win. Either one of them in the final two, I think, wins.
Excuse me. So, as we are heading in the next 3 weeks
Oh,
into the jury phase.
okay.
I think this is a really unique season in that I can look at almost all of these people and say, "You know what? If they win, I could be happy."
No,
Outside of 2 and a
no.
half people.
Jared, Bowie Jane, and half of Mimi.
No.
Ooh,
Bowie Jane, Blue, and half of Jared because he's undead. So, you
okay.
know, I don't want him to come back in and win. That's a hard
Yeah,
no
but
for
so
me.
what's the rationale that Mimi should win? Like, I just
I
compliment
didn't say
hair.
I didn't say she should win.
Yeah,
I said I don't think I would be completely upset with it
but
just
yeah,
from what we've gotten of her so far and the potential that I still
yeah,
am holding on to preseason. I think Mimi has it in her,
yeah,
and we could see her really turn it on here in game. And
yeah,
so, like, I love the prospect. Like, Jag is, like you said, sometimes he shows these glimmers of, like, I
yeah.
think he's going to be a good player, but damn, he's likable.
Mm,
And, you just can't help but root for him. He seems like such a genuinely nice person. Like, I
yeah.
wanna be friends I wanna be friends with him when he gets out of the house. Where does he live? Washington. So
What?
close to Texas. Um,
Okay.
but Jag, such a nice guy. Corey in America, super fans, playing so hard, flipped the house around. Matt, you know, the first person with a disability besides Eddie, season 1, winner. But first person in modern Big Brother to play with a disability,
Is
like,
he?
inspiring. Huh?
Huh. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. I love
But
Miss
you're right. I
Felicia.
just wanted to make a comment about that. You're right. That's inspiring. He's also just a really good human. Like,
Yeah,
like,
he seems
like he hasn't had the same, Jared, Cameron, Luke issues. Like, he seems like a good man.
yeah.
Like, he's great.
Yeah, really like him. Felicia, just love her. Cerie, I would be over the moon if we get Cerie the rest of her $1,000,000. Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Bowie Jane. I would be more upset if Bowie Jane wins.
Well, yeah, because Bowie Jane, I mean, what? Okay. But,
So,
the game's not over, so you never know.
you never know. You never know. Maybe she'll wake. Look, she's a lawyer. Like, I'm waiting. Maybe she will wake up. She's just shown
Yeah.
us so little.
And Bowie Jane seems like a super, super nice person too. But
So I think it's time for you to tell all of our fans watching about what 3 episodes of For the Fans we have planned over the next week.
all right. So, as we all know, and we have been talking about, Survivor is back. So,
Yeah.
not we, but Kevin and the 5 PMers will be back Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I don't
8
know what
p.m.
time that
Eastern.
translates to Eastern or Central because
8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
I don't live on the West Coast and I'm bad at converting. So, anyways, they will be back Monday to talk about whatever the hell we get on the Sunday episode. The re-entering of the zombies, maybe the beginning of these competitions. And then on Tuesday, we will be live with the Survivor 45 cast assessment and draft.
Yes, let's go.
Always my very, very favorite. Can't wait to start talking about a new season of Survivor. And
I
then
love getting it so wrong and then so right.
yes, just so remarkable. Okay, and then
That was such inauthenticity, Blue.
and then just like the Big Brother house, we're going to be shifting all of our stuff also, and we will be here Thursday nights to talk about Survivor, and we will be here on Friday nights to talk about
So,
the eviction of Big Brother.
are you trying to tell me that between this Friday and next Friday, we don't have 3 episodes? We have 4 episodes of For the Fans.
Boom, bum, 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 bum. That's my sound track.
Bum, 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 bum. I know you're about to say something, but I have to say, Brittany, who's in our chat right now, she says if fucking Bowie Jane is in the final 2 with Jared, fucking Bowie Jane wins.
I hope so.
I
don't
hope.
give
I
a
kind
shit.
of hope so, but I don't think so. I kind of hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. It would be so funny. Yeah, so all of that is coming to you in the next week. And as always, as you can see, scrolling across the bottom, We are just not that many subscribers away from giving away a signed Golden Power of Veto from the original Veto King himself, James Ryan. So once we hit 250 subscribers, we will be giving that away. And it would be phenomenal if we could give that away during the Big Brother season and not Survivor. So
Yes.
come on, Big Brother people, show up.
Let's
Hit
go.
that bell and subscribe and get a notification every time we go live because you don't want to miss us because, some nights Daddy Kevin's not here. And
shit hits the fan as in
shit hits
this
the fan and we
evening.
get to see baby pictures and talk about money, all kinds of stuff.
No
So
countdown.
no countdown and just straight into it. All right. So thank you all for joining us live. I had so much fun talking tonight.
You too.
And we will see you guys on Monday. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Please enjoy your double entendres.